Underestimate the Arizona Cardinals at your own peril. The Dallas Cowboys did, and while it might have looked like this had trap game written all over it, the NFC West was on the line, and this was a homecoming for Brock Purdy. By the end of the day, Brock Purdy would have another 4-touchdown game. Welcome to Josh's Football Breakdowns, where we don't tell you what you're seeing, we let the film tell us what we're seeing. And one thing I was interested to see on Sunday was how Kyler Murray was performing in his return from a serious injury. We know he's been playing well in recent weeks, and here the Arizona Cardinals dialed up a big shot early to take advantage of his strengths. You can see that I've highlighted where the Cardinals have 2 tight ends on one side of the formation. This could be a running play. Let's see how Fred Warner reacts to the snap. A little hop forward, but then he gets immediately into his back pedal, but he does keep an eye in the backfield, and I think he was surprised a little bit by the speed of Trey McBride, who just runs away from him. Now, it might look like Dre Greenlaw's over there, but he's responsible for Jeff Swaim. In fact, he steps forward to pick him up. And I think McBride could probably just run in a straight line to the sideline, and I think this would probably be a completion. But Kyler Murray gives Fred Warner no chance to close on the play, and instead leads McBride down the field for a big gain. The Cardinals pop a big one early, 38-yard gain on the play. Down on the goal line, Will Hernandez and the rookie Paris Johnson part the waters for James Conner, moving aside Javon Kinlaw and Nick Bosa. What about Fred Warner? Well, he sees the motion coming across and reacts to it, and that's enough to make him a non-factor on this play. The Cardinals score on the opening drive of the game and lead 7-0. But now the 49ers have the ball, and on their first possession, we see that it's San Francisco with 2 tight ends on one side of the formation. Charlie Warner and George Kittle double team at the point of attack, allowing Christian McCaffrey to gain the edge. And check out Aaron Banks. He effortlessly slides over and picks up Jonathan Ledbetter, allowing Trent Williams to get upfield. And I think, in a way, this actually might have surprised Deebo Samuel a little bit. He gets a little bit lost here in terms of who he should be blocking. And if you just watch his reaction on this play, I think he thinks that he made a mistake. And he kind of, I don't want to say he quits on the play, but he kind of, reacts like, darn. And I wish he would have kept at it. He might have got a few more yards for Christian McCaffrey here. Just watch his reaction here. From this angle, we get a great look at how well Aaron Banks and Trent Williams work together. After the long run, Christian McCaffrey needs a breather, so Jordan Mason comes in the game. And we know that up to this point, San Francisco almost exclusively runs when Jordan Mason is in the game. They don't really use him a lot in the passing game. Well, when Brock Purdy shows him the ball, all 11 Cardinals react to the fake. And that's unfortunate because this pass is going to Deebo Samuel, and a lot's been made about Deebo not going 100% on some of these plays where he's not getting the ball. Well, Shanahan very cleverly took advantage of this, and he actually told Deebo to just act very cavalier on this play, which he does. Deebo really helped to sell this fake, and as a result, he comes wide open for the touchdown. So the Niners tie the game at 7 apiece, but one thing Arizona did really well in this game is move the ball, and here they're on the march again. Picking up right where they left off, they call these little tiny square ends, and this holds the linebackers, allowing the tight end to come in open behind them. They've called another play for Trey McBride. And here Kyler Murray gets this one a little bit wrong. Keeping in mind that he's still returning from injury, we can see a problem here. Now, there's nothing wrong with the design of the play, but if we turn our attention to the pocket, we see that Murray is still winding up to throw this football. McBride's already at his spot. Murray isn't throwing with the anticipation that we've seen from Brock Purdy, for example, and this allows Mooney Ward to break on the ball. Interception, and then Mooney Ward turns on the Jets and he takes this thing 66 yards the other way. Wow. Touchdown, and just like that, the 49ers have a 7-point lead. This angle also gives us another great look at what happened. We can see that Ward is already starting to break on this pass, but take a look at Kyler Murray's feet. Watch as he throws in an extra little hop here, and this all but ensures that this ball is going to be picked off. Hop, pat, wind up, throw, and it just takes too long, and it's the kind of thing that I anticipate will be smoothed out as Murray gets more and more back into the flow of these games. Nevertheless, the Cardinals continue to move the ball well, and as we move into the second quarter, they would add on a field goal. They would get the ball back and add on another 3 points. So after all this, the 49ers still hold the lead, but their defense needs a rest. They've been on the field a lot, and I thought the 49ers would run some more on this drive, and this really turned out to be, in my opinion, the key drive of the game. So let's take a look at Shanahan's approach. Indeed, the 49ers do have Christian McCaffrey lined up in the backfield. Against a 5-man front, George Kittle goes right after the man in front of Trent Williams, allowing Williams to get to the second level. Christian McCaffrey, very wisely, runs behind him. After another short run, the 49ers would be facing a 3rd down and 5, and they would really like to pick this up, keep this drive going. With Brandon Ayuk one-on-one, he runs a great route to the sideline. Now this is a dangerous throw, but if executed properly, it will be a 1st down. It does raise the question, if this play is so dangerous, why do teams have it in the playbook? Well, this is the pros. All the plays are dangerous to some extent because all the defenses are really good. If they eliminated this play, there would just be other dangerous plays still in the playbook. What matters here is that this play is executed properly between the quarterback and the wide receiver. Nevertheless, it is a throw with a high degree of difficulty. Brock has to get this ball from the far hash all the way outside the numbers down the field and, critically, to the outside of the receiver. He cannot hang this ball to the inside or it will be intercepted and returned the other way for a touchdown. And the pass is right on the money. Great route, great throw, and a big 1st down for the 49ers. And here we get a great look. That's how small the margin of error is. And the location is perfect, to the outside of the receiver. Seeing strong execution from his team on the fundamentals, Shanahan decides this is a good spot to dig into his playbook, and he calls the fake toss to Deebo Samuel. The idea of this is to draw in the defense, which it does, allowing Brandon Ayuk to come open behind them. But to help sell this fake, they pull the guard, John Feliciano, and he grazes the back of Jake Brendel's legs as he's coming across, and Brendel falls backwards, giving the rusher a clean shot at Brock Purdy. Purdy does what he does best, stays calm, buys time, and gets this pass off to Kyle Juszczyk for a 1st down. Very impressive. From this angle, though, we're going to see a big problem. Purdy gets hit up high around the head and neck area. It sort of reminded me of the hit on Drew Brees, which of course was a legal hit, but this one is definitely roughing the passer. And Brock had to come out of the game. Fortunately, it was only a pinched nerve, but this was a terrifying moment for 49er fans, as Sam Darnold would come in and leave the offense for a few plays with mixed results. Fortunately, Brock was able to come in after a few plays, and the 49ers would eventually face a key third down on this drive. As you can imagine, it's very difficult to get hit, come out of the game, get checked out, and have to come back in a critical situation. The Cardinals use this as an opportunity to try to confuse Brock Purdy. They do something very rare. They only rush 2, dropping 9 back into coverage. And like I said, this is very rare. We almost never see it in the NFL. But we have seen it before. Let's go back. 2009, who else? Cardinals at 49ers. San Francisco was playing against the Hall of Famer, Kurt Warner. They knew they had to do something special to confuse him. So here they only rush with 2, dropping the other lineman back, 9 into coverage. And Kurt Warner throws an interception. Wow. The 49ers would go on to win that game, and I should know because I was there. But let's take a look at Brock's situation here, because with 9 into coverage, it's going to be difficult to complete a pass, and to make matters worse, I don't know if he can scramble to get this first down. But here, George Kittle turns upfield, and despite a lot of defenders around him, Brock Purdy floats an absolutely perfect pass to him. We've talked about MVP plays on this channel. That was an MVP play. Absolutely beautiful. But to make that play really count for something, the 49ers would need to score a touchdown before the end of the first half here. Once again, we would see Brock Purdy execute at a high level. Brock makes his first read to Brandon Ayuk, resets his feet, and then makes his next read to Juwan Jennings, resets his feet again and looks to George Kittle, and finally resets one more time and comes over to his fourth read on the play, Christian McCaffrey. And then he throws him a dart. And from this angle, we get a great look at how quickly Brock Purdy moves through all those reads. What a drive from the 49ers, and there is no doubt about it, that was made possible by stellar quarterback play. The 49ers take a 21-13 lead into the half, and they would get the ball to start the third quarter. But right away they would be up against it, facing a big 3rd down and 11. The Cardinals sense a big opportunity to get off the field on 3rd down and prevent the 49ers from scoring at the end of the first half and then scoring again to open the third quarter. So how do they put this into practice? The natural instinct can be to try to, throw everything you have at him, bring everything, throw the kitchen sink at Brock, pressure. But we know how good Brock is under pressure. In fact, in this game, under pressure, he was 8 of 10 for 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 158.3. That's perfect. That stat courtesy of Jeff Deeney. Please go support him. I'll put a link in the description. So what do you do if you're Arizona? Do you drop everybody back? Well, we just saw how that didn't work either. Arizona very shrewdly here decides to try to mix the two concepts together. They simulate pressure. They put 7 men up at the line of scrimmage, but they only rush 4. It's not a blitz. The The problem is they do almost too good of a job of simulating this. At the snap of the football, you can see Budda Baker is still moving forward. There is nobody left to cover George Kittle, and Brock Purdy knows it immediately, right at the snap. And with a man right in his face, it's another dime from Brock Purdy. Stellar quarterback play keeps the drive going, and it's a gain of 35 yards on the play. The Cardinals would fight on, and at the snap, we would get a great look at some excellent handwork by Roy Lopez against Jake Brendel. Once again, Purdy has a man coming right at him, and he uses his patented escape maneuver back and to the left. But check out Christian McCaffrey. He burns Jalen Thompson so bad here that Thompson decides the best thing is to just turn him loose and hope for the best. And well, you can pretty much imagine how that went. Now here we see something interesting, which is Christian McCaffrey trying to run backwards. And if you've ever been coached up in the game of football, I'm sure you've been told, never run backwards. Human beings just aren't very good at it, right? It's hard to maintain your balance, you don't move very fast. And look, I know better than to try to tell Christian McCaffrey how to play the game of football. He knows better than to run backwards. It's simply the situation he found himself in. He stumbles, but he makes the catch, gets up, and still scores the touchdown. Unbelievable. Athleticism, escapability, and an accurate pass downfield on the run. Brock Purdy is the total package. It's a 41-yard play that puts the 49ers up 28-16, and they would get the ball back. And here we see Brandon Ayuk checking with the official to make sure he's not lined up offsides. And it's a good thing he did that, because here he runs a stellar route, just an outstanding route yet again. He goes as hard as he can downfield, gets the defender to move back, and then stops. The amazing thing to me about this route is the defender never got turned around, but it didn't matter. Ayuk's route was so good, he still gained a lot of separation, makes the catch, and then gains yards after the catch. Searching for answers, the Cardinals don't rush 2 and they don't rush 4. This time they rush 3, dropping 8 into coverage, but it doesn't matter. Brock Purdy is still picking them apart. And then Kyle Shanahan hits him with Christian McCaffrey. And it looks like Budda Baker is in perfect position to step up and make a play, but Juwan Jennings comes over and cleans his clock. Even against well-prepared division opponents, the 49er offense is simply a steamroller. CMC makes it a 3-score game. Down 3 scores in the fourth quarter, Arizona would continue to fight. Their ground game was strong, and Amari DeMarcado breaks loose for a 49-yard touchdown. Let's go back to the snap. Arizona would double-team Javon Kinlaw and T.Y. McGill at the point of attack. And although the concept of rookie tight end Elijah Higgins trying to block Fred Warner might seem comical, it's enough to disrupt Warner's reaction to the play, allowing rookie running back DeMarcado to break loose. And as we talked about on this channel before, Arizona does have some promising young players on their roster. They might be a team to look out for in the future. But today would be San Francisco's day. Even after the touchdown, the Cardinals would still be down 35-22. So here they decide to go for two. Kyler Murray takes the one-on-one shot to James Conner, but Deshaun Gibson's in great position and he intercepts this football. With a big lead in the fourth, once again it's time for the 49ers to run this football and take time off the clock. Let's take a look at how this play works. The 49ers put George Kittle in motion. And then they put Kyle Juszczyk in motion, giving them two extra blockers on that side of the formation. And he's going to pick up the defensive end, allowing Brandon Ayuk to head downfield. George Kittle and Trent Williams set the edge, but notice Christian McCaffrey starts out going forward, and this holds the linebacker in the middle of the field. And in fact, the blocking from Kittle and Williams is so good they actually block their man into him, allowing Christian McCaffrey to do his thing. And just as planned, the clock runs. On the next play, we would see another excellent Christian McCaffrey run. And at this point, the Cardinals know that the 49ers are probably going to run, giving the defense an advantage. So here, Shanahan, once again, digs into his playbook. He uses Kyle Juszczyk to pin the defensive end to the inside, allowing Trent Williams to pull around to be the lead blocker for Deebo Samuel. Superstar players, a genius head coach, and raw execution make for a dominant football team. With a big lead and time winding down in the fourth quarter, Shanahan starts to pull the starters, inserting Jordan Mason for Christian McCaffrey. And here Mason starts off going to his right, getting Josh Woods to react and then utilizing the cutback. But what about Budda Baker? Juwan Jennings, once again, cleans his clock. Boom! He's gonna feel that one tomorrow. And finally, when the Cardinals least expect it, Shanahan delivers the coup de grace, calling a pass. Deebo Samuel heads straight downfield, and the safety is too far to the inside to help, and the defender has tight coverage on Deebo, but his back is turned. Brock Purdy knows he has the back shoulder fade. What a pass. Brock Purdy's last pass of the day is just as dazzling as all the rest, and it's his fourth touchdown pass of the game. Brock Purdy leads the NFL in touchdown passes. And a great catch by Deebo too. Brock Purdy has the weapons, but they need a quarterback that can get them the football. The Cardinals valiantly continued to fight on, calling a deep route for Zach Pascal, who's cutting across, but Fred Warner has great depth on this play. So I think Kyler Murray tried to lead him deep, but Pascal keeps running across, allowing Mooney Ward to come up with his second interception of the day. With the resulting field position, we would see something that we haven't seen very much of from the 49ers in the last couple of months. They've been so efficient on offense, they've scored a ton of touchdowns, but we've hardly seen any field goal attempts. Well, our old friend Jake Moody is up to the task. He effortlessly knocks it through, making the final score of this game San Francisco 45, Arizona 29. Brock Purdy and the 49ers continue to deliver big-time offensive performances. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys are seemingly unable to rise to the occasion in big games, while the Philadelphia Eagles are a shell of themselves. The 49ers have a commanding lead in the race to the number 1 seed, with a 1.5 game advantage with 3 games left to play, 2 of them at home. Their toughest remaining opponent is probably the Baltimore Ravens, who they will play next Monday night at Levi's. If the 49ers can win that game, they will virtually lock up the number 1 seed and home field advantage throughout the playoffs, meaning the road to the Super Bowl will travel through San Francisco. Folks, I want to thank every one of you who has taken the time to subscribe to this channel. If you like what you've seen here today, please subscribe. We do full breakdowns every week, just like this. And I'd also like to thank the lovely Mrs. Putnam. I could not do these videos without her love and support. And leave me a comment. I read every comment. And finally, last but not least, there's some folks who I've got to thank for your kindness and your generosity. Every single week, you humble me and you honor me. Your support allows me to do these videos the right way and give you the quality that you deserve. I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're a huge part of this channel. It really means a lot to me. I don't know what else to say other than thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. All right, next week is the huge, titanic clash between the 49ers and the Ravens, 2 of the best teams in the NFL, each with 10-3 records. And I don't know what's going to happen in that game, but you know we will be here to break down that film, and I will see you guys then.